Disclaimer. The video serves informational and entertainment purpose only. The content is considered speculative and should not be treated as confirmed fact. We encourage you to conduct your research and form your conclusion. Escorted off stage by security. That's not a tabloid rumor. That's what insiders say happened to Rachel Zegler in the middle of an Evita rehearsal. The same production she once called life-changing has now become a career crisis. The music stopped, the cast froze, and security walked in, like the scene was scripted, only it wasn't. It was real. And if the reports are true, Zegler didn't just walk off set this time. She may have just walked out of the industry's good graces.
Yeah, well, we're busy, of course. Evita opens at the Palladium this summer, so we're collaborating with Jamie Lloyd again following Sunset Boulevard. Well, Rachel was desperate to play Eva Perón. You know, it was her idea.
From the outside, it looked like a comeback. Rachel Zegler, after facing backlash for her outspoken interviews and polarizing press moments, was stepping into Evita, a role drenched in prestige, a musical built for powerhouse vocals, a stage where legends have stood. This wasn't just another credit. It was supposed to be her reset, a return to form, a showcase of what she does best. But what happened behind the curtain wasn't triumph, it was breakdown. Sources say rehearsals became tense, subtle at first, showing up late, questioning direction, creative friction. Nothing big until it all was. Director Jamie Lloyd, known for handling intense productions, reportedly cut off direct communication. No notes, no eye contact. Instructions began coming through intermediaries. That kind of fracture? Almost unheard of in live theater. And then the footage leaked. Rachel being approached by security in the middle of rehearsal. Some fans saw it as harassment. Others called it damage control. Industry voices, the ones that make or break casting decisions, didn't mince words. Talent, she's got it. But right now, she's not someone you can build a production around. That's the line floating around studios. And it hits hard, because it's not about performance. It's about trust. In live theater, you don't get retakes. There's no fixing it in post. If your lead is unpredictable, everything falls apart. Now Zegler, at just 23, is facing what might be the most fragile phase of her career. Because the talent, still there. Undeniable. But in Hollywood, and especially in theater, talent isn't what keeps doors open. Temperament is. The fans didn't wait for confirmation. The moment the security escort story broke, Twitter erupted. Some screamed injustice, claiming theater is trying to break another young woman with a voice too big for the room. Others weren't so forgiving. This isn't diva behavior, it's disrespect. You can't keep blaming youth. Broadway doesn't have time for off days. And just like that, the narrative split. Zegler versus the industry. Fans versus producers. Genius versus ego. Producers, silent. But insiders spoke loud. Behind closed doors, casting directors started asking uncomfortable questions. Can she carry a run? Can she take notes? Can she stay in the room? And that's where the fracture became dangerous. Because for all the love she gets online, every retweet, every fan cam, Rachel now has a growing reputation among executives as unpredictable. And in this industry, that's a career killer. One Hollywood producer put it bluntly, talent gets you in the room. Temperament decides if you get invited back. And just as the heat peaked, the video surfaced. No yelling, no chaos, just Rachel, standing center stage, as a stage manager walks up. She turns, steps down, walks away, graceful, but unmistakable. And in that moment, the audience watching online saw something unspoken. This wasn't just a pause in rehearsal. It felt like a chapter, closing. The moment the footage dropped, the internet didn't blink. It swallowed the story whole. Clips of Rachel walking off stage began circulating, slowed down, analyzed, re-edited with dramatic music, layered with captions like, "This is what happens when ego meets pressure." From red carpets to red flags, #ZeglerGate trended for 6 hours. Reddit threads exploded. Former crew members, self-proclaimed insiders, theater techs claiming she had a pattern. One anonymous post read, "She's brilliant, but only when she's in control. The second she's challenged, walls go up." The replies? Brutal. Fan edits turned into roast reels. Interviews once praised as refreshingly honest, now played like montages of arrogance. Sound bites like, "I won't apologize for being confident," suddenly felt different. Even supportive outlets started to hedge. One Variety op-ed asked, "Has Hollywood failed her, or is she failing Hollywood?" Meanwhile, producers on other projects started distancing. Rumors swirled that Zegler had been quietly removed from shortlists for a major streaming drama. Another Broadway workshop paused discussions, and the public split. Half were defending her youth, the other half tired of the excuses. Because here's the thing about talent, it doesn't excuse everything. Not in a world where theater runs on trust, where crews work overtime, understudies prep in silence, and every misstep costs time, money, and morale. And when you walk out of that room, you're not just leaving rehearsal. You're leaving the story others were trying to build with you. This was supposed to be Rachel Zegler's redemption arc, a Broadway return. A full circle moment, from the Cinderella story of West Side Story to the depth and complexity of Evita. But now, she's not headlining the press. She's the cautionary tale behind it. The girl who once lit up red carpets with fresh energy and raw honesty is now being talked about in studio meetings with words like unstable, overmanaged, hard to direct. The irony? Her voice, the very thing that launched her, has gone quiet. Not because she can't sing, but because the rooms are quieter now. Phone calls go unreturned. Scripts stop arriving. Rehearsals get postponed. And here's the twist that hurts the most. Zegler's confidence, once seen as strength, is now painted as defiance. The same quotes that once made headlines in Vogue, now headline threads on industry warning boards. Her greatest gift? Presence, emotion, authenticity. But without the right guidance, without the right timing, and without the humility the stage demands, it's not power, it's volatility. And in this business, no one bets on volatile. Because when the applause fades and the spotlight narrows, you find out whether you were standing on a platform or a trap door. So now the spotlight is dimmed, the theater's gone silent, and Rachel Zegler, she's somewhere out there, still brilliant, still bold, but maybe, for the first time, unsure. Because the question isn't, can she sing or can she act? We already know the answer to those. The real question is, can she come back from this in an industry that forgives but never forgets, where legends are born from humility as much as heat? Has Rachel Zegler learned enough, lost enough, grown enough to step back into the room without setting it on fire? Or has the story already been written, a prodigy who peaked too soon, then crumbled under the weight of her own echo? The cameras are still rolling, but for once, it's not about the performance. It's about the pause between the lines, the moment between notes, the stillness before the comeback or the final curtain. So what do you think? Is Rachel Zegler the victim of an unforgiving industry or the architect of her own downfall? Drop your truth in the comments, because this story, it's not over yet. And maybe the next act starts with you. And that's the tea for today, my little gossip gremlins. If you enjoyed this drama buffet, don't forget to hit that like button like it's your ex's new partner's Instagram. Aggressively and with zero shame. Beauty. Subscribe to Fame Files so you never miss a single scandal, meltdown, or red carpet disaster. I'm literally serving up hot gossip every single day, even if my Wi-Fi begs me to stop. And listen, be a doll and tap that bell too, okay? Because your girl Macy's got bills to pay, celeb egos to roast, and a grocery cart full of overpriced almond milk that won't buy itself. Shopping cart money. So until next time, stay nosy, stay fabulous, and remember, I spill it so you don't have to sip in silence. Bye.